Yeah, so what's up guys? Hope we are doing great. So this is Nasdaq, right? Mm, and this is the time frame. So going to weekly, we don't really have much going on, right? Price is still overall bullish, right? On it's approaching this candle. This looks like a proportion block, right? And it can serve as well as a draw as well. All right. So now going to daily, what do we have? So now coming down to daily, price has reached somewhere around the threshold of this down close candle, right? So if you violate that, price might draw to this. It might draw to this. So we should be anticipating this price level for Nasdaq. All right. So we can use just, you all know how we roll. We use H4 to track weekly order flow, the willingness to do this. And then each one to track daily order flow, the willingness to displace away from this, basically, because going to weekly, you will not see how price wants to get away from this level to this level. But based on daily right now, we now have something to work with, right? But each one is going to show us the willingness to displace away from this level. Each four can tell us more about it as well, right? But just know what you're doing. So now, this is each four, right? You can see how we took out liquidity and then we displaced very hard, right? When price traded to this gap initially, right? And then took out this low, we rejected aggressively, okay? And then the next candle that opens, on that open, price did not, in a sense, offer buy side, all right? Because when price was going down to pierce this gap, right? It has to at least deliver to the what? Reclaimed the, because this has now turned to what? Inverted fair value gap in the case of selling for bearish price, right? But price has to, in a sense, reclaimed the gap at least to the 50%. They see that, but we are not having that in price. So price opened on this candle and then do what? Traded lower, just like that, right? So before we go bearish, price might trade to this 50, actually. Can just induce this high, offer buy side a little bit, and then draw much more lower to this level. All right. So basically, that's what I'm expecting in price. Can just draw out this level like that. All right. And don't forget that 50 level, which means you want price to trade above this high. And technically, we have fair value gap there. This is one fair value gap. All right. And this is an inverted fair value gap because it's doing what? It's being inverted to a bearish price. Where in a normal condition is going to be like, it's supposed to be like a bullish price, right? And this candle has closed below this gap, right? So that make a lot of sense. So what do we have next? Yeah, GJ. So this is GBP based on weekly time frame. So I have a very nice narrative actually coming from this guy. So I'm looking at this candle as well as a breaker that breaks this high and then that breaks this high as well. So we can delineate the low of that candle, right? Can see we just traded to that low. And then we have a gap right there. So we can use H4 to track the willingness of that. Is price showing any willingness to drop away from it? It's showing it. If it's not, we're going to definitely know, right? There's no much willingness right now. From this high to this low, price has not actually made it a significant displacement. But from this high to this low, it has made a subordinate displacement compared to the parent displacement. right? So this looks like a breakout to me. I feel like price can still push much more higher because uh price respects breakout very, very well on GBP like very, 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 very well. Very, very well. You know what I'm saying now? So we have this breaker high. So price can still go up a little bit though, because I have one level very, very clean on daily time frame, which is this high. See, one, two, three. Those three up close candle. When price was going down, price did not technically trigger the body of the candle, right? So I'm still looking at that. The price should get to that. And this is like another block as well. So, you know, another block on daily for H4 is showing us breaker. So that is time frame confluence. It's showing a very, very strength, a very, very strong something because this H4 is telling us more story about weekly order flow. And we see a daily order flow to co-influence with what a down close candle, right? So that make a lot of sense as well. Yeah, so let's go to actually I've added a lot of instruments, USD card. I'm not interested in this guy really. It's not showing me. So basically I'm looking for swing long on dollar and Euro USD. We can see from here to that high. So US 30, what do we have? US 30, basically we have this down close, right? And then we have this down close as well. This was triggered because it has a lot of volume plus the gap, all right? So price just traded into a weekly gap now. This was previous week candle, right? That formulates the CB. Right, so we can go to H4 to see to look at more information about that. So this is the low of the fair value gap, right? So what do we have? You have anything interesting? So yeah, we have the high of this candle. The high of this candle looks like a very nice breakout, right? So price has touched that, and you can see this high is too clean. This high is too clean. And one funny thing about what's it called now? US 30 and Nasdaq is that they move sometimes in a very, very opposite direction. So you have to know the uniqueness of the indices, basically S&P, Nasdaq, and US 30. So you should be looking at this high. It's still clean, but that does not mean that price cannot go much more lower. But I'm not interested in it because for me to trade this guy, I'm not interested. It's very, it's creepy to me. Very, very, very creepy. Like that's a lot of resistance for shots. So, so this is the new instruments I just added. Yes, sorry. So I like this guy because the price action is very clean. The price action is very clean. It's, that's a very clean delivery in terms of price. So based on monthly time frame, right? This is what I'm looking at as my draw on liquidity or the high of this candle, right? Because that looks like a breakout to me. Very nice breakout to me. And when price was moving up, price was unable to really, really touch it. Yeah, so you can see, even though it's not that visible monthly, but how did I know that's a breaker? See, got this high to all these swing lows before price expands. So, and the high of this candle, it's what? It's a monthly order block, right? A monthly order block. Let's see. Yeah. Specifically, why did I pick discount? Because it has a lot of volume, all right? That's a lot of volume going down, okay? So price could target it, all right? Um, yeah, and at the same time, you have to pay attention to this last up close as well for price dropped. Well, technically, this is the real order block because that was the last up close before price dropped. Okay. And you've seen that price has used that many, many times. So you can see relative high induced, you know, induced, induced, induced. So the way I thought the idea of parents high, right? Look at this now. This high is a parent's high, parent swing high, subordinate high, subordinate high. Hypothetically, when price was going down, right? But we have induced or destroyed subordinate high, right? We induced or support or destroyed that to create another what? Another swing high inside a major swing high. So this is a major swing high, this is a minor swing high, right? Major parent swing high, minor parent swing high. You can see that swing. Candle to the right, to the left, candle to the right, right? And then price went lower. Okay. So we have another swing high here. Price go for that, took it out. Another one here, you know, subordinate is intact. Most of the time, subordinates of a high like this, it's usually meant for inducement, but you can't get that many times. Most times, you can't get that most times, right? But when it happens, don't be afraid that this high will be taken out because that's the parent high or the mother high, all right? Because this high bet this high, this high bet this high, this high bet this high. Do you understand? That's the idea. This high bet this high, but that does not mean that this high, for the fact that this high was taken out, that does not mean that this high is not the ground high. That's why you see price stopped right there. Okay. This high bet this high. All right. This high is lower to this, but it's still a high in some sense because it's higher than the other one, right? This high bets this high, this lower high. This high bets this lower high, right? Inducement happens there. Okay. This high bets this high, this high bet this high, this high bet this high. Liquidity was stalled. They induced that and then move a very massive volume after that. Do you see that? So you have to pay attention to the old details of price action itself. So this in this range now, when price return to this high, price displaced. Okay. So in this range, some people will pick this candle as other block, but this 1, 2, 3 are the real other blocks. Specifically, this up close. You can see price went straight up to it. See, you see the open of that candle, right? Compared to this, there's no much precision here, but there's a very much precision here, right? And see that. So we have stalled sell-side liquidity, right? This relative low as well, and then this gap, and then this breaker, and then this, there's a lot of magnet pulling price for bearish price here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for this guy. So you should know the vibes when the higher time frame are aligning like that, right? Something is cooking, right? So what do we have here? This is small, I think there's a small gap here. So this is what parent hybrid. So we have destroyed subordinate hybrid there to create another parent swing high, right? Displaced. We induce this high. So we have a new what? Parent swing high. So this is subordinate. This is subordinate. Okay. So we are already holding for this subordinate, right? This subordinate seems very reliable. So let's go to, that's the high of the subordinate, because on a very much more lower time frame, the subordinate even induced a high or destroyed a high. All right. So when that happened, that was liquidity, right? So this is the subordinate of this high, right? A subordinate has another subordinate on lower time frame. Can you see the fractal nature of that? So that's fractality of price. So this is destroyed subordinate or induced subordinate. After that happened, what do we have? We created a new swing high in price, and then we displaced, right? Now we are trusting this up close, right? We are trusting this up close, but we are trusting this up close because it took out major liquidity inside this O high to the low range. But based off the higher time frame contest, right? This from this open to this high, that's the real order block because it took out this high. All right. Price rebalanced properly here. So what do we have here? We have parent what? Parent um parent hybrid. Yeah. Efficient parent hybrid. Okay. Because price closed gap efficiently there. All right. Efficient parent hybrid. So after that, what happened? We have destroyed subordinates or induced subordinates. After that, we created a swing high, a high to the left, a high to the right. Then price destroyed another swing high. So this is what destroyed anchor or destroyed parent hybrid. No, it's not inside the gap. Hadn't been this destruction or this inducement happened inside this gap, we have add hybrid to it because hybrid in that sense, they are created inside a gap. So this doesn't happen inside a gap. So this is what destroyed destroyed parent destroying parent eye or destroyed parent swing eye, basically. Hadn't been this eye was taken out, we call that destroyed parent hybrid. All right. Or destroyed efficient parent hybrid because it was efficient, but it was still taken out as what as liquidity. The price can come back to take out this high and then pick this volume imbalance to sell, right? So these are flaws. These are flaws. These are things that happen in the market that take traders out, but they are still part of the greater good, right? These are flaws of efficiently trading gaps, but you have to bring them into light to know them, to be aware of them, so that when it happens, you're not going to make conflict with it. You already know what is, if it happens, it's just norms. It's not something that you're not going to classify as they manipulate me out. No, they manipulate me out seems like a victim mentality to me, right? So when it happens, you're not like they manipulated me out. No, it happens because it's meant to happen like that. All right. So that's the idea. So now we can see this stored sell-side liquidity. All right. So this week, do we have any willingness to draw lower like that? So we can see this was the high taken out. This was the low that originates this high being taken out. All right. So it's a very important low. So you want to see price show itself to wants to do what? Draw lower from there to take out this low. So right now, price opened on Monday, rallied. Okay. Price rallied on Monday. So basically, this is where's the low of Monday? Sunday low. So this was Friday low, which is what previous week low. All right. But you have to mark the open of this, which is rally. All right. So for Monday, they did what? The accumulated price, right? The accumulated price for this. Okay. So they might, in a sense, manipulate people out as well, because this initial retracement, I don't really trust it. I feel like price is going to trade into this gap and then induce this eyeball. Whatever happens, happens. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I want price to take out this gap, this eye, like a proper trade into that gap. Very well. So um I feel like this initial rally is a manipulation. They are just trying to, this is what engineering sell-side liquidity, engineered sell-side. They want people to chase this buy as the very initial of the week. And after this is being done, they will, you know, distribute price to the right um direction. So basically that's what I'm looking for this guy. So sales, basically sales. All right. So yeah, so this is dollar, just the opposite I'm trying to do for Euro USD, right? Shorts. I want, see, from year to year, I want price to enter this zone, this level, anywhere around here, from this high to this low, right? From this high to this low, yeah. So that is going to be a barometer for probably we are going to continue that shorts or reverse a little bit or take out this high. This from this high, from this low to this high. That will tell. So let's see. So this is what I have for us this week, basically. Let's see what price is going to do. So you can see that initial rally of Monday price. So she just dropped already. So I'll be looking at this guy and then paying attention to GBP JPY as well. I want GBP JPY to trade down to this breaker, right? That breaker and give me nice entry just long to that level. And if it doesn't till we got here, I'm going to short there. And I'll wait for weekly willingness or daily willingness, right? So yeah. I'll see you in the next one. In the next one. I wish you a profitable week ahead. Be very disciplined, follow your rules, you know the vibes. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.